We read in the Torah that after Noah had brought the various korbanos, v'yorach Hashem es reach hanichoach, Hashem had smelt the reach, the fragrance, the pleasant fragrance, Yom Hashem al libo, lo osa l'kalo lo sadomo bavur hodom. I will no longer curse the earth because of man's behavior. Ki yetzel lev odom ram u'urov. Because the inclination of man is evil. Rashi explains, cites the Gemara in Sanhedrin, Misheninar mimei imo. From the moment he's cast from the womb of from his mother, he's already ra. He's already subject to the evil inclination. And because he has this natural handicap known as the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, I will no longer curse the earth because of his misbehavior. From the moment he's cast from the womb of his mother, he's already ra. So the Maral, in his commentary of Pirkei Avos, says something interesting. Rabbi Yochanan, when he says this in the Gemara, he's evil. When is the child subject to the influences of the Yetzer Hara, of the evil inclination? Only once he's cast from his mother's womb. What about within the womb? Within the womb, the child in utero, as he's evolving and developing, gestating, he's not subject to the Yetzer Hara. Why? So the Maral explains, because when the child is in development, is not complete yet, Hashem doesn't allow the Yetzer Hara to have any level of influence on that child. Once the child is born and is complete, now that the child is complete, when he's ready to be born into existence, Misheninar me'imo, when he's cast from its mother's womb, now he's subject to the influences of the Yetzer Hara. So Maral says something very novel, a chidush. He says, if a person lives his life as if he's never completed, he's always striving to do Torah and more mitzvahs, and he never feels he's ever reached his level of completion, the Yetzer Hara cannot influence that person. The only person the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, has influence over, when you come to a point that says, I've reached my level of satisfaction. I'm there already. But if a person at every moment of his life is fully invested in Torah and mitzvahs, so he's always evolving, he's never there yet, the Yetzer Hara cannot influence him. It's no different than the child in utero, when the child is still developing before it's born into existence. That's the Maral in Pirkei Avos. The Rambam in Hilchos Talmud Torah says something interesting. He says, and this is the Brisker Rav's, his diuk in the Rambam, his notice of the language of the Rambam says that usually we say, Osik mitzvah potam mitzvah. You're engaged in one mitzvah, you're not permitted to interrupt for another mitzvah. You're absolved from another mitzvah. What about when it comes to the study of Torah? Middle person studying, and some mitzvah presents itself. So then, based on the Gemara, it's dependent. If it's something which cannot be delegated through a third party, then you must interrupt your Torah study to attend to that mitzvah. But if it can be delegated, it's efshel aseh the acherim, then you don't interrupt your Torah study. But the Rambam says when a person has to interrupt his study because it cannot be delegated, he says, v'yachzor l'talmuda. When he finishes doing what he does, he must return to his learning, where he was before. So the Brisker Rav asks, it's understood. The only reason why he's interrupting is to do the mitzvah. So it's understood, when he completes the mitzvah, he must return to his Torah studies. Why does the Rambam say when he interrupts, it's to return to his Torah studies? So he explains that even when you interrupt your Torah studies for the mitzvah, you have to have in mind that you never detach yourself from the original learning. It's to come back. So what's the understanding? Okay, that's what the Rambam says. But with the Maral's understanding, even when you're detaching yourself, a person has to sleep. You have no choice. The Gemara says if a person makes a neder or swears he's not going to sleep for 3 days, malkanoso, give him lashes, because it's a false oath. It's impossible. It's impossible to stay awake for 3 days. You'll doze off. So therefore, you must interrupt your Torah study. You go to sleep. You have to sleep. But what about you going to sleep only because I'm only going to sleep to be able to be, as the Rambam says, healthy and functional to be able to get back to the Torah study. So this, even going to sleep is associated with the Torah. So as a result of that, you're never complete. I'm always going back to my primary responsibility of life, which is my development. If that's the case, as the Rambam says in Hilchos Deos, a person could live every moment of his life, and every moment is a mitzvah. As long as you do it to serve Hashem, you eat to serve Hashem, you drink to serve Hashem, you sleep, you cohabit, you procreate, to have children that are of the Hashem, every aspect of your life is a mitzvah. If that's the case, the person is investing, I'm not finished until I'm finished. And when are you finished? It's only when the last moment, when the person's is dying, that's when he's finished. So if the person's fully invested in his life, that person will not be subject to the evil inclination.